A man is practicing with chopsticks in the White House.
Yeah.
Not a chef, not a diplomat's assistant, the President of the United States.
In 14 months, the president would walk into the Great Hall of the People and sit down to a dinner that would reshape the planet.
He had exactly one chance to get it right. And he was gonna get it right with chopsticks.
Welcome back to Gastropolitics. Tonight, we enter the halls of power in 1972 Beijing for an event that reshaped the world. Episode 4, Chopstick Diplomacy. By 1972, the United States and the People's Republic of China had not had official diplomatic relations for 25 years. 25 years. No embassies. No direct phone lines between heads of state. No formal acknowledgement in any diplomatic document that the other government was legitimate.
It had started in 1949, when communist forces defeated the American-backed nationalists in the Chinese Civil War. The nationalists retreated to Taiwan. The Americans recognized Taiwan as the real China. Beijing called this delusional. Neither side was entirely wrong. The two nations had not just been estranged, they had been actively hostile. They had fought a brutal proxy war in Korea. They had traded nuclear threats
and at the edges of several other conflicts. There were nearly 1 billion people in China who had essentially been declared non-existent by American foreign policy, which was frankly one of the great ironies of the 20th century palm, because the president had built his entire early career as one of America's most aggressive anti-communists. The stakes are incredibly high for these talks. Beijing is waiting. This is it. The advisor's whispers have become a roar, and the chairman has agreed. The time for talking is upon us.
To understand this dinner, you need to understand the two men who sat at its center.
The U.S. president was not a naturally warm person. His aides have said that he was more comfortable with a position paper than with another human being. He was intellectually brilliant. He was also deeply suspicious and socially awkward in a way that became both endearing and exhausting. His personal food preferences, per the historical record, ran to cottage cheese with ketchup for breakfast. So the fact that he spent months preparing for this banquet, genuinely, specifically preparing for the food and the utensils, this is far more than just food history. This is about what was at stake. Classified briefing documents prepared for the entire delegation included specific guidance. The Chinese take great pride in their food. The Americans were specifically coached to complement the cuisine. The president's aide sent a memo with chopsticks, quoting a chairman's practice. Everyone was encouraged to get acquainted with them. The entire presidential party, all of them took formal lessons. All of them practiced on the flight over. On the other side of the table fell the Premier of China. If America's president was the blunt instrument of American foreign policy, the Premier was the scalpel of China's. For the full story and inspired recipes, visit our website, where food, culture, and history are shared, one recipe at a time.